Basically, it's super easy. All you have to do is put one foot like this and the other foot. Wait. Hi everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to this week's video, which is about top 5 tube hacks that I have come up with in the last few years of living in London. Hopefully they'll help you. Let's go. The number one hack you need to know is how to stand in the tube so that you don't fall over. Because you don't want to fall over, because then you're going to be identified like a tourist, and we don't want that. Basically, it's super easy. All you have to do is put one foot like this and the other foot like this. So you're going to stand at the front and you're going to have like a base at the back, and then as soon as you do this, it's super easy. You're not going to fall over. You're going to have like a really good kind of balance, and nobody's going to identify you as a tourist. The next one I find is super helpful. Basically, if you want to get a seat, even if the tube is completely rammed with people, if you stand in the middle of the carriage and not by the doors, you are gonna get a seat. Okay, if you go for one station, maybe not. But if you go for sort of 3-4 stations, people will get up and you will be the first person to get a seat, even if the tube is super rammed. Tip number 3 goes along with that. So basically, if you want the best seat in the tube, you have to stand in the middle and you have to sit in the middle as well. And of course that applies more when the tube is empty, but basically if you can get a seat in the middle of the carriage, like literally in the middle, it is the only seat in the tube where you can put your head back. The reason, I don't know, I think it's because that's the way the windows are structured, and this is kind of like, you know, there's some plastic between the windows, so you can put your head back and relax. So the seat in the middle of the carriage, in between the two doors, is the most comfortable seat in the tube. The next one should be a given, but I want to mention it anyway. So basically, it is summer right now. I am sweating right now. Everybody outside is sweating, and I have to go in the tube in about 10 minutes when I finished editing this, well, shooting this video, and I'm terrified because I'm going to be drenched. But there is one thing you can do, especially if you have to go on the central line, because the central line is the hottest by far. Of course, stand by the door, and stand so that the wind is blowing in your face. So you have to pay attention of, you know, from which direction the tube comes, and then you have to stand by the window, and of course don't stand at the window, you know, where so let's say the tube is going like this, you want to stand here and not here. I hope that makes sense. And then you get all the wind blowing in your face. If you don't mind the smog of the underground, then you won't sweat so much, although these are very popular stands, I might say. Also, if you're new to London, the tube might seem like a great thing, and you think you can get from East London to West London in, I don't know, 10 minutes because it's the tube. No, it's not quite like that. So it can take a long time. So my tip here would be to plan at least 45 minutes if you want to do the jump from east to west or from north to south, because it can take a long time. It looks like it's just, you know, the tube network and will get you anywhere in, you know, 2 minutes. It's not quite the case. If you have to take a massive journey, like I said, from one end to the other, it will be a little bit longer. So do plan ahead. Alongside that actually is tip number 5, which is a fantastic app that I use all the time. It's called City Mapper. Everyone who lives in London knows it. If you're new to London, you might not know it. So it's fantastic because basically it tells you all of that. It tells you where to sit if you want to exit quickly, where to sit if you want to change quickly, and it also tells you how long your journey is going to take. So this is kind of like the final tip of that rounds up all the other ones, and if you kind of follow these, you'll have a comfortable-ish tube journey and a fast-ish tube journey. And if you still hate the tube because it's too full of people, then maybe you can take the bus. And that is it for this week. I hope this really helped you. I've had a few questions about this on like Facebook and Instagram, so here you go. These are all the tips I have. Of course, I said many times before, use your contactless bank card or use an Oyster card. That will, you know, get you through the barriers quicker as well. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. I make new videos every Thursday. Please follow my Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, and whatever there is if you want, and most important, subscribe to my channel. Cannot wait to see you next week. Goodbye.